What turn 4 is the most often asked question in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, as we do some Tuesday afternoon trucking at the Tricky Triangle. Hi, hello, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pocono Raceway for race number 6 of the 2025 season of the Loves American Truck Series, the Sheetz 250, live from Long Pond. My name is Trey Wright for the North American Sim Racing Network, as we welcome you to today's broadcast on the NESRN. 25 laps are on the docket for this afternoon's race at the Tricky Triangle. It's going to be a great one here at Pocono this afternoon. 42 trucks once again all in line and ready for the start. It's been a great start to the season so far. We're already a third of the way through the 2025 season of the Loves American Truck Series. And after today, we'll officially start looking at the point standings. But Pocono is an interesting track where all three turns, that's right, 3, not 4 turns here at the Tricky Triangle, all 3 corners are very different from one another. Turn number 1, modeled after the Trenton Speedway, 14 degrees of banking there. Turn number 2, the tunnel turn, 9 degrees of banking, modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And flat turn 3 as the field flashes past the what turn 4 sign on the safer barrier. That is modeled after the Milwaukee Mile, and it's going to be 250 laps, which means we'll have a pit stop here for the first time in 2 races. It's going to be a wild one here at Pocono, but the fans once again have come out in droves, as they always do. Pocono has always got a very healthy fan base here in eastern Pennsylvania, so what do you say we get these trucks going, as it's time to bring the action and it's time to bring the noise. Let's get on trackside for the most famous words in motorsports to start the 6th race of the season, the Sheetz 250.
Drivers, start your engine!
42 trucks roar to life on the pit lane of Pocono as we get set for 250 miles in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The big staple, Nathan Stapleton, on the pole position once again here in the number 59 truck in 2025. Lauren Martinez will complete the front row. Bryce Egan and Charlie Davenport are in row number 2. Corbin Wentz with another top 5 start there in the 08. Starts to the inside of the 71. Igor Barreto coming into this afternoon. Making sure everybody rolling off of the pit lane. There's Bruno Diacomo and Skylar Taylor. Tail end of the field here as the field will go down the Long Pond straightaway. Going to be a great race here this afternoon, and we take a look at the track itself. It is a triangle. The Tricky Triangle, the Tricky Trucks of Triangle. Tricky Trucks of the Triangle, I really don't know. We got 3 different corners, all of them banked at different degrees. 14 degrees of banking in turn number 1, 8 degrees in the tunnel turn 2, and a flat 6 degrees in turn number 3. Here at the Pocono Raceway, the field will roll through the tunnel turn. Of course, turn number 1 modeled after Trenton, turn number 2 modeled after the Indianapolis corners, turn number 3 modeled after the corners of the Milwaukee Mile. Of course, these drivers have to come down after around 15 or 16 laps, right at the end of stage number 2, which the stage is concluding every 7 laps here, laps 7 and 14. We get ready to rock and roll here. The Tricky Triangle once again for race number 6 of the season. We're a third of the way through the campaign. The Chevy Silverado pace truck will make its way down into the pit area. The big staple, Nathan Stapleton, will lead the field through the Reese's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're underway from the Tricky Triangle. And into the tunnel turn for the opening time this afternoon. Stapleton will lead out of turn number 2. A couple of trucks getting squarely in the back, but all 42 remaining in double file line. Stapleton the race leader. Egan trying to get to his inside in the 78. Here they come through turn number 3. What turn 4? is the motto here at the Pocono Raceway. Is Egan to the inside of the 59. Lap number 1. It's a dead heat between a Ford and a Chevrolet. It looks like Stapleton will lead the opening lap of this afternoon's race. Egan will now go to the low side. Egan out front. It was Stapleton that led the opening lap of the race. Corbin Wentz to the inside now, the 59, as Stapleton tucked all the way on the outside lane. Got Alexander Rowe in the mix here. Pretty even. On lap number 2, as the field will once again go through the tunnel turn, you got Bradley Ream and Kyler Anderson, so some Railfan Motorsports trucks making their way to the front half of the field right now. Anderson won a race already this season at the Darlington Raceway. Corbin Wentz will go to the race lead, nearly 3 wide behind him. Charlie Davenport thought about making it 3 abreast. Now it's actually going to be Bradley Ream who's going to take that advantage. He's got to run to the low side on lap number 3. He's going to make it 3 wide. He might be out of line a little bit. They go 3 wide through turn number 1. Again, they can go 3 wide through turn 1. They just can't go 3 wide through turn 2. We might see that here as Carson Miller will jostle a little bit back there in the 10 truck into the clutches. The 95 of JT Reynolds. Pedro Sabato making his way to the top end of the pack. Alexander Rowe will go for the race lead, and we got 3 wide in the back as well. That was Jay McMichael. Believe that 81 truck got into the outside wall, and somehow we're able to complete 3 wide. There's the 3 truck of Joseph Wood, trying to make some headway in that Go Bowling Dodge. Dodge Racing trying to win their 4th race in a row. Joseph Wood was looking for his 2nd. Russell Blaze, 2 wins already this season for the 88 truck as we go 3 wide for 3rd. Pedro Sabato is going to file back down in line in that 67 truck. Sabato on the low side behind the 82 of Bradley Ream on lap number 4 of 250. And it's Wentz and Rowe door to door down Long Pond. Good run through the corner. Getting the inside there is that 08 Pets.com F-150 of Wentz, and he'll go to the race lead. Won the pole position for the race at Ricky a couple of days ago up in Canada. Sitting pretty well here, trying to get some stage points. We'll be coming around to 3 laps to go in stage number 1 this next time by. And how about Cason Del Monte? First time we've seen that 14 truck at the front of the pack this season. Had a decent qualifying start of 19th. Started that inside lane. Of course, at many tracks, the inside lane is the dominant line. There's Riley Sampson, champion of this level of series back in the winter of 2024. That yellow and red, number 8 Chevy Silverado, about the 6th truck in line. There he is in that 8 machine. Rowe will continue to try to fight on the inside. We typically see these guys spread out here as a couple of trucks in on the outside wall off of 2. They keep it straight, but we typically see, at least in the Mission Barbecue Cup level, these trucks really start, or the cars really start to spread out there, at least for the MBCS, but these trucks have remained pretty much nose to tail for the entirety of this opening run. 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Rogel trying to poke his way down to the inside in the 37. Here comes Bradley Ream, and Charlie Davenport thought about making a menage a trois for the race lead going into 1. Thought better of it. Alexander Rowe has held his own a lot there on the outside in that 99. Oh, and now Davenport's got to run. Does he go to the inside through turn 2, I should say? He does. Hold on. Can he make the pass stick? He can. Ream was bobbling a little bit there in the corner. And somehow Charlie Davenport is going to go from 1st to 3rd in a single corner. And how about that for the Fort Lauderdalian? And he'll go to the race lead. 1 lap to go in stage number 1. And it has been a good one so far from the Pocono Raceway. Now Riley Sampson to the inside of the 98. And Bryce Egan trying to make it 3 wide once again. He saw Davenport pull off 3 wide going through the tunnel turn. He might try and make it work himself. No, he's going to give a big push down Long Pond to the 8 truck. Anderson will remain in line. Now we got 3 wide as Nathan Stapleton trying to make some headway. He's going to bump off the side of the 99. Everybody remaining straight right now is Riley Sampson coming through turn number 3. A wide arc into that flat turn 3. But he's going to hold on to the race lead in the 8 machine. And off of turn number 3, stage number 1, will go to the Australian of Riley Sampson in that CPR number 8 truck. So Sampson goes to the point. Stage results on your screen as it was Sampson, Egan, and Anderson, the top 3. Final truck getting some stage points there was Pedro Sabato in the 67. And we're off and running once again here for the start of stage number 2. Now we're starting to see this field get a little bit strung out, but the front half of the pack has been very, very fun to watch. Some drivers have started towards the back of the field, now beginning to make some headway. Danny Fallington, Carlos Murphy, and Russell Blaze. Don't count out that 88 truck of Blaze. He has been a man on a mission. Started in 22nd, so had to make his way through the field, starting on the outside lane, but he has climbed his way up inside the top 15. 13th this last time by, trying to take 12th away from the 67 machine. Sampson, leading his 2nd lap in a row, has got a tailgate full of the 78 of Bryce Egan. Right behind him, and here comes Egan to the low side. Stapleton will stick with the 78 instead of making it 3 wide, and now we're starting to see the pack string out just a little bit here. Egan will now go to the point. Stapleton looking for the spot, trying to get around his fellow Chevrolet. He will. Sampson will go back to 2nd, maybe make that 3rd, potentially even 4th. And now Egan will lead his first lap of the afternoon, and these guys they're trading spots quite often here. It's a really, really fun truck race. Given all things considered, we might have to bring this tire compound that Hoosier has brought to the Cup race here in 2026. Got some Titan Fury Dodges making their way to the front. It's a 71 of Igor Barreto. A couple of trucks behind him is Barreto's historical livery here in the MBCS, or just on the NASRN in general. That's Danny Fallington in the 4. Titan Fury has got that flame design carrying over from the Mission Barbecue Cup Series onto the Loves American Truck Series. Now Stapleton shuffling out of line. Here comes Anderson. He'll make it 3 wide, dump some air on the back end of the 59. A little bit squirrely through the corner was that Lenovo Chevrolet. Stapleton able to hold on to it. Now he's going to shove Lauren Martinez onto the high lane. Martinez will recover from that bobble, and here comes Stapleton, won the pole, but has only led 1 lap in this event, trying to get around Bryce Egan here. Once again, can't count out Russell Blaze in that 88. He has been incredible in this race so far, and I think he's got a pretty decent shot of getting a decent finish. I'm not sure if he's going to get the win here. Stapleton will now go to the low side of the 78. 3 laps to go in stage number 2. 4 to go until we will get our opening, or only set of pit stops here of the afternoon. It's been a good one so far from the Tricky Triangle. Stapleton, the race leader. Anderson behind him. Russell Blaze in 2nd, 3rd I should say, battling with that 78 truck. And how about Nathan Ormond in the 24, making his way to the top half of the pack. Anderson, like we said, got that win at Darlington earlier this season. Being pushed by the 88, so some Dodges helping each other, trying to get around to Chevrolet. We'll see if Orman will stick up on the high side with his Chevrolet teammate. He'll go down to the low side. Anderson off of turn number 3, and the caution flag is out for the opening time. And a couple of trucks going around in the third corner. That's Alex Lozano and Esteban Lacer going around in turn number 3, and that will bring the caution flag out. First caution flag of the afternoon. 2 trucks going around in turn number 3 as Kyler Anderson will win the race back to the caution flag. And this will be a perfect time for these trucks to come down the pit lane. But it's also going to end stage number 2 under caution. So we'll see if anybody will try and get some stage points by taking 2 tires opposed from 4. Anderson, the race leader, leading his first lap of the afternoon. The field will trundle around all 2.5 miles of the Pocono Raceway. Yellow flag is out on the speedway, and a lot of damage on that RCA F-150 of Esteban Lacer. It's been a little bit of a tough start to the season for Lacer, and an even tougher start for Alex Lozano. He has had some issues trying to get things going in that 07 truck. Good thing for him, Cason Del Monte. Right now running in 21st, so Del Monte has actually slipped back a lot. See if he's able to gain some ground on the pit lane, because here we go. Our only set of pit stops underway here from the Pocono Raceway on lap number 14. Past the midway point, so everybody will mathematically be able to make it to the end, and we'll focus in on Kyler Anderson. See what that 6 machine will do on the service area, and I believe it's going to be 4 tires going all the way around on all of these trucks. An extended amount of time on the right side of that 6, and he's only going to take 2 tires. So Anderson will come out. Rogel Dorn is going to beat out everybody. What a stop there from Dorn. Did he not take any tires? Russell Blaze is actually going to come out here, and he's going to win stage number 2. Trying to see where Rogel Dorn even was on the pylon. No, he was all the way towards the back. But you want to talk about a gutsy call for everybody. Everybody pretty much taking 2 tires. We'll see if anybody will indeed take 4. Look to be a slow stop on the back end of that 51, Rogel Dorn's teammate of Kasumi Takashi. Looks like Russell Blaze will come around to win stage number 1. So while we've got a moment, or stage number 2 I should say, while we've got a moment, take a look and see what happened in turn number 3 to put us under our first caution flag of the afternoon here at the Pocono Raceway in the Sheetz 250. So this was going into turn number 3, a corner you typically brake for. Michael Lewis did not do that and completely runs over the back end of that number 64 RCA machine. Esteban Lacer will go up into the outside wall. Nowhere for Alex Lozano to go. And I tell you, Lozano has had a very tough start to this 2025 season in that 07. Was caught up in a couple of accidents last week at Ricky. And overall, ever since having a decent run at New Jersey, has been really maligned towards the back of the field. And this afternoon, it's not going to change much there. So he's stuck on the outside wall with Esteban Lacer, who got run over by one of his fellow rookie competitors in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series a couple of weeks ago. But that 64 machine pointing the wrong direction. They were both able to drive away from the accident scene. But a tough break for both of those drivers, fighting to be inside the top 20 in the late stages of the Sheetz 250. Following along with Esteban Lacer as he gets run over by the tide ride and goes around. Only 2 trucks going around in turn number 3, and I'm surprised at how far that 64 slid rear end backwards all the way to the end of turn number 3 as Alex Lozano finally frees himself. Field goes down into turn number 1. Kyler Anderson won the race back, but it was Russell Blaze winning the race off the pit lane with a splash and go stop. He will be your race leader and subsequent winner of stage number 2. A handful of laps to go in this one. We'll see what that Interstate Battery 88 truck is able to do. Does he make it 3 wins in a row for Dodge Racing to get his 3rd win of the season? We'll find out here in just a couple of moments here at Pocono. And we're back here at the Pocono Raceway cleaning up our opening caution of the afternoon. And an interesting strategy call from the top 2 drivers as both Russell Blaze and Rogel Dorn, 2 previous race winners this season, took only splash and goes. They did not take any tires, and pretty much the rest of the field taking 2 tires behind them, so this is going to make for a very interesting restart here and final 9 laps of the event. Look back through here. Nobody was knocked out from that accident. All 42 trucks remain on track. There's the 07 of Alex Lozano. The tail end of a 42 truck line. But this is a big gamble here for Russell Blaze, who was inside the top 10. I think he was 3rd coming back to the line. And this is going to be a big gamble here for Blaze. Is going to be able to pay off for him. I'm not really sure. See the results from stage number 2 on your screen. Russell Blaze, of course, won it under the caution flag. We're back to green flag racing here. The final 9 laps of the afternoon for some Tuesday matinee trucking here in the Pocono Mountains. Fastest lap of the race currently belonging to Nathan Orman. A 53.832 second lap. 9 laps to go. Can Blaze and Dorn hold on with the strategy? I'm not sure they're going to be able to, because here comes Nathan Stapleton. He's got some fresh right side tires on the 59. Same thing for pretty much everybody in the pack. And they're going to be much faster than that 88 here. Oh, Blaze bobbled a little bit going through the corner. That's going to open up the door for the 59, and here comes Egan. Trying to get around the 37 as well, and now Nathan Stapleton, I should say, will go to the race lead, and now the 88, I should say, coming back down the pit lane. Carlos Murphy, Carson Miller, and a plethora of other trucks will come down as well. Again, those were the trucks that took splashes and goes. The only one that did not come down was Rogel Dorn. A lot of trucks, both Dodge Racing trucks, some contact between the 88 and the 81. So a lot more trucks were on that splash and go strategy that did not pay off for them. Meanwhile, we've got a dogfight for the race lead. Here comes Egan to the inside of the 59, nearly getting into that left rear quarter panel. Here comes the Candyman. Bryce Egan driving for Durrani Racing's number 78 entry. So they go side by side for the race lead, coming around to 7 laps to go, and now Alexander Rowe trying to find his way around the 59 as Rogel Dorn. You know, Dorn is on the same strategy as all those guys that came down. He might run out of gas. We got 2.5 miles of Pocono here. And he did not come down the pit lane there in the 37. He might be in danger of running out of fuel. Egan, Rose, Stapleton, Orman, and Ream, the top 5. There's 4 trucks back in there on top of one another. Like some crappies you'd find in the ponds here. Fishing holes of Pocono. Russell Blaze might actually get to put a lap down. Lucas Catano also coming down the pit lane. I don't know why anybody thought a splash and go would be the strategy to work here. And now here comes Rogel Dorn. He's going to hold up the entire inside lane. Pulling a Quint Half coming from the 3rd lane to the apron. And the end of this race has really turned into a quasi-fuel mileage. And that's going to split up everybody, and it is a mad scramble to the front. Here comes Ormond in the 24. I'd say you got about 8 drivers at the front. that might have a good shot of winning this race, and we have got a lot of Chevrolets in here, and Orman gets turned sideways going into the tunnel turn. Alexander Rowe, what a save out of the 99, he's into the wall. Somehow we remain green. Orman getting turned. He's going to lose spots. I thought the 99 was going to do the pass in the grass, and he's going to fall all the way back. And somehow, that did not bring out the caution flag. I had my hand on the caution trigger immediately. The graphics caution trigger, I should say, not the actual caution button. And I thought Alexander Rowe was going to save that Toyota Tundra. And this has become an instant classic here at the Pocono Raceway with less than 5 laps to go. Bryce Egan, who has led the most laps here this afternoon. We'll see the amount of trucks he's got to fend off, cut in half. He's still got the 82, the 4, the 67, and the 71 all behind him. And there's only one Ford up in this pack. And it's a Dodge versus Ford battle right now. Coming around to 4 laps to go. Lap traffic does not look like it's going to be a factor as Blaze now going into turn number 1 as the field just going down the front straightaway. 4 to go. Bradley Ream pokes his nose to the inside, and that Ram not able to quite get a ledge to the inside. 3 Dodges in line. They're bookended by a couple of F-150s. And now closing back into this battle is the 57, and now the time is now. That's Danny Fallington in the 4 with Igor Barreto right behind him. Egan trying to block 2 lanes at once, but Barreto and the 4, they're going to combine down to the inside, and here comes Fallington taking the race lead away from the 78. Does Barreto try to make a 3 wide? He does not. He's going to be content pushing that 4 truck to the start-finish line. 3 laps to go. Titan Fury Racing running 1-2. Pedro Sabato now to the low side of Egan in the 67. Ream trying now get around the 78 as Egan pinned up on the high side. The dominant truck of the afternoon will now fall back in the clutches of 4th, potentially 5th. Martinez, Stapleton, and Abel all in this battle. This is going to be a really good finish to this race, I can guarantee you. But Titan Fury running 1-2. But do they battle amongst themselves is going to be the question. Barreto sticking behind that truck that he owns. Sabato looking to get the Gribbon Racing Team their first win in Love's American Truck Series. So is the 71 and the 4. Sticks high in the air. 2 laps to go from the Pocono Raceway. We have a caution now. That'll be the end of the race. And now Sabato trying to break up the Ram duo. He's going to go to the inside of Barreto. Can Barreto get the run off of the corner? These guys battling back in here is exactly what Danny Fallington wants to see out of his rear view. Coming into the tunnel turn for the penultimate time. Fallington, Barreto running 1-2. I tell you what, Dodge has been dominant so far this season as a manufacturer, but now Titan Fury Racing, they're going to go side by side. Barreto says, I want this race win. He'll go to the inside of the 4. Bradley Ream will get to the inside of the 4 as well. And Barreto will lead at the bell lap. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go with the Pocono Raceway. Igor Barreto leads them to the white. Does he lead them to the checkers? Ream has got a run in the 82, trying to poke down low. A little bit of a bobble out of the back end of that Carolina Railroad Dodge. Rams running 1, 2, 3. Where did Aaron Abel come from in the 41? He might have a shot at this race win. Ream right on the backside of the 71 as they go through turn 2 for the final time. He's set himself up for a really good run off of the corner. It's all going to come down to that flat turn 3. Does Ream have enough space? Here comes Abel to the inside of the 82. They touch going into 3, and that's all it's going to take. What turn 4 is saying Igor Barreto, and off of turn number 3, Igor Barreto for Titan Fury Racing and Dodge wins at the Tricky Triangle. He punted his teammate out of the way. You know, those two aren't teammates in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. They race for rival manufacturers. So there's not a whole lot of staunch loyalism between Fallington and Barreto. But Igor Barreto for Menards, Dodge, and Titan Fury Racing will win the Sheetz 250 at the Pocono Raceway. Bradley Ream coming up oh so close. He will finish in second. Aaron Abel, who we didn't even think was going to be a factor in this one, will finish in third. Roberto Crown Jr., he came out of nowhere as well, finishes fourth. Danny Fallington to round out the top 5. Nathan Orman had the fastest lap. Nobody had the fastest pit stop of the afternoon, as everybody that came down the pit lane took 2 tires. What a race we had here at the Pocono Raceway today. I think for CTS physics, you know, that was more competitive than we have ever had here in Cup. It's Barreto getting the job done here in that 71 truck. So we take a look at your official standings. Like we said, Barreto, Ream, Abel, Crown Jr., and Fallington, the top 5. Egan, Martinez, Sabato, Matthews, and Stapleton, the top 10. Carlos Murphy was the only truck that finished off of the lead lap, but everybody was able to finish the race, but that is gut-wrenching there for Russell Blaze, who won stage number 2, but elected to come back down the pit lane. And it's not really what you want. In fact, both Dodge Racing trucks finishing outside of the top 35 were trying that splash-and-go strategy, and I'm not really sure what everybody thought of that. But I'm not sure, but we do know that Igor Barreto is the race winner here at Pocono, and we're going to stick around here in the tri-state area region for the rest of this week, as coming up will be the CarQuest Showdown, the CarQuest Fall Showdown from the Wall Stadium Speedway. That is going to be a fantastic race coming up here in just about a couple short days on Saturday night. We're going to be doing some heat races beforehand like we did at the Levi Strauss Speedway back in the winter, January and February of 2024. We're going to be doing some heat races, some LCQs, even some C main and a B main where anything will go. We'll figure out the points. But hey, only 20 drivers, only 21 drivers can fit on there at a time, and we're going to be able to figure it out here for those respective mains. But Igor Barreto gets the job done in the number 71 truck, and that's going to do it here from the Pocono Raceway. Congrats once again to Igor Barreto for winning the Sheetz 250 here at Pocono. Coming up Saturday night, we go to the Garden State once again. Coverage for the Wall Stadium, or the CarQuest Fall Showdown from the Wall Stadium, airing at 12 o'clock for the opening couple of heat races. We go from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock for the heat races at Wall Stadium right here on the NESRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 6 of the 2025 Love's American Truck Series season. And from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks. We'll see you at Wall Stadium Saturday night in Jersey.